As corona cases continue to rise, the Bryant School's administration were met with a growing dilemma. Should the school consider a more blended schedule going forward, or hope that the situation gets better as more people are being sent home? Yet this specific outbreak seems to have come at a worse time than the others, at least for Bryant, as the football season was in full swing. But Bryant had a solution to protecting their students. Sort of. Bryant was not ready to switch to any type of virtual schedule, so in order to avoid jeopardizing a season due to students being unable to play, administration allowed for any football players the choice to stay in the field house for the whole day in what is referred to as the bubble. Over the last few years, the Bryant football team has had somewhat of a reputation of being pretty alright at what they do, as they have successfully captured the Arkansas 7A state championship 2 years in a row, and just recently, capturing their third consecutive state championship win. So it's clear that Bryant puts special emphasis on their football players, as it's something to be proud of, and everyone involved should be proud of this impressive, multi-year performance. But Bryant's solution served somewhat of a problem, as not only were the football team, along with the cheer team, the first programs allowed to skip class for a month, but many classes require certain classroom materials in order for classwork to be performed practically.
I gave all of my bubbled students essay questions, and quite honestly, they're not used to doing essay questions in my class because this is a hands-on class. So it was kind of hard. It was really hard getting work out of them.
And while other programs such as theater got the green light to bubble the students involved, this scenario still begs the question: do football players get special privileges that others do not?
Yes.
Yes.
No.
Other sports are put to the bottom of the list in resources and even just electives and whatnot because all the money and everything goes to football.
Anytime school has funding, they just go straight to football.
They got to sleep at the field house for a month and a half and cheated while everyone did their work.
There was talks about shutting down the school, but the school didn't want to because of the state championship game that was coming up. And so I feel like now they could shut it down, but they just haven't for some reason.
We shouldn't prioritize football as much as we do.
It's somewhat of a cliche to consider football players having more privileges than others, yet even the exaggerated stereotypes often found in pop culture hold some truth to them. And whether some realize it or not, there is a social caste system in schools, and Bryant is a clear example of this. So was this bubble initiative allowed to protect the students, or was it to protect the elusive streak?
I don't think so. I think, the school's been very fair. I think you see the choir had gone through a bubble, the cheerleaders have gone through a bubble. I mean, these guys are competing. They're playing for championships, and I think it would be unfair not to give them every opportunity to have success. I think it's the same thing they do for every other activity and sponsor type event that they've done at the school. I think Dr. Edwards and his staff have done a tremendous job of trying to make it fair and equal for everybody. I know that what's being done has been done, across the board, and our kids have relished under it. I mean, the end result is they're in school every day, they're learning, and they're interacting with their teachers, and I think those are the things that wants to be accomplished, and school was still going on, we're still having class, and I think that it's an opportunity for kids to have a chance to be successful in the classroom and on the field.
Individuals such as Coach James experience firsthand what goes on behind the scenes, and this belief of equal treatment extends from the coach to the players as well.
It's a lot of stuff that football players go through that most students don't. It's a high stress level, higher because you're in football and school.
I don't think a lot of people know that we do a lot of fundraising on our own. We created our own little club that goes out into the community and fundraise for us. So a lot of things that we get, we're actually paying for ourselves.
But as these student athletes share their insights, what about the non-football related students who bubbled as well?
Well, I only went for a little bit. I really wasn't in the bubble the entire time. But from most of the people that I talked to that were in the bubble the entire time, they loved it. Many of the seniors were able to get their scholarship essays done during the dead time, and it really allowed them to get on their work, and the environment was especially quiet, which helped with their focus.
But as these coaches and students offer their unique opinions on the scenario, we can't forget to ask the man in charge.
Well, you gave the example of the bubble. We not only did the bubble for football, we did it for dance and for cheer. We also did it for drama, for their fall production, and we did it for choir, for their Christmas concert. So in that particular instance, no, I'm always willing to discuss concerns if any group, not just football, if somebody thinks that we're showing favoritism to that group, then they need to talk about it. You know, perception is reality. Even if we're not, if you think we are, that creates hard feelings, and you deserve an explanation. And sometimes all it takes is just to ask. You know, we work hard to make sure all our students get equal treatment and get equal opportunities.
As we enter another semester, and after that another school year, this cycle will continue. Whether any of these sentiments are true or not, there will always be something that the other party does not see, and there will always be details that the other side does not know. And while some may be quick to chalk up these concerns as uneducated or inaccurate, as long as these students notice an imbalance of privilege, the concerns remain plausible.